Welcome to We Explain Things Quickly. In the last episode, we covered Vertigo, which was filmed in San Francisco. In this episode, let's move from the winding streets of San Francisco into the sleek, sun-drenched living room and the damp, hidden basement of Bong Joon-ho's 2019 global phenomenon, Parasite. To analyse this film is to appreciate it as a perfect piece of architecture. Every scene, every line of dialogue, every camera angle is a load-bearing wall in a flawless narrative structure. On the surface, it's a breathtaking genre bender. It begins as a sharp, witty heist comedy, seamlessly transforms into a nail-biting thriller, descends into grotesque horror, and ultimately lands as a devastating tragedy. Beneath this thrilling surface lies one of the most profound and blistering critiques of class warfare and systemic inequality ever put to film. It's an engaging, impactful, and deeply uncomfortable look at the invisible lines that divide our world. The story introduces us to two families whose living spaces are a physical manifestation of their place in the social hierarchy. First, we meet the Kims, our protagonists, living in a cluttered, odorous, semi-basement apartment. Their window looks out onto a grubby alley where drunks urinate. They are literally at the bottom, forced to hunt for stray Wi-Fi signals and fold pizza boxes for pennies. Yet they possess a formidable resourcefulness and a powerful family bond. The patriarch, Ki-taek, is a weary charismatic. His wife, Chung-suk, is a former champion athlete with a pragmatic grit. Their son, Ki-woo, is a clever dreamer. And their daughter, Ki-jung, is a master of digital forgery and cool-headed confidence. They are a brilliant, capable family trapped by circumstance. Then we ascend. We are introduced to the Parks, living in a magnificent minimalist mansion designed by a famous architect. Their home is a world of clean lines, floor-to-ceiling glass, and manicured green lawns bathed in sunlight. Mr. Park is a tech CEO, handsome and successful. His wife, Yeon-kyo, is what he calls simple. A naive, trusting woman consumed with the well-being of her children, the love-struck teenager Da-hae, and the hyperactive, artistic young Da-song. The Parks are not portrayed as overtly cruel villains. They are polite, cultured, and in their own way loving. Their defining characteristic is a profound, almost celestial ignorance of the world that exists outside their sun-drenched bubble. The Infiltration, a symphony of deceit. The plot is set in motion by a gift. Ki-woo's friend Min, who is leaving to study abroad, gives the Kim family a large scholar's rock, meant to bring wealth and fortune. He also gives Ki-woo an opportunity. Take over his job as an English tutor for the Park's daughter. Ki-woo, calling the rock so metaphorical, accepts. This rock becomes a recurring symbol throughout the film, representing the weight of false hope and the burden of aspiration. With this foothold, the Kims execute a brilliant symbiotic con. Ki-woo, forging a university degree, becomes Kevin. He then recommends a friend, Jessica, an art therapist for young Da-song. Jessica is, of course, his sister, Ki-jung, armed with a fabricated persona and a stunning ability to spout convincing psychobabble. Together, they expertly frame the Park's diver and housekeeper, allowing their father, Ki-taek, and mother, Chung-suk, to seamlessly take their places. The infiltration is complete. The entire Kim family is now employed by the Parks, a perfect parasitic ecosystem living off their wealthy hosts. They are masters of performance, adopting the roles and mannerisms the rich expect of their servants. For a time, the deception works flawlessly. But there is one detail, one authentic part of themselves they cannot fake, wash away, or Photoshop: their smell. Young Da-song is the first to notice it, remarking that the 4 new employees all smell the same. Mr. Park later describes it to his wife as the smell of people who ride the subway, or a boiled rag. This smell becomes the film's most potent and painful symbol. It is the invisible yet insurmountable class barrier. It is the stench of poverty, of the semi-basement, of a reality that Kims cannot escape, no matter how well they act their parts. It is a constant, subtle reminder from the Parks, however unintentional, that the Kims do not and will not truly belong in their world. This casual, dehumanizing observation is what will eventually trigger the final explosion. The twist, the ghost in the machine. The film's pivotal moment, where it masterfully shifts from dark comedy to heart-stopping thriller, occurs when the Parks leave on a camping trip. The Kims are reveling in their success, taking over the house, drinking their host's expensive liquor and lounging in their living room. As they drunkenly imagine a future where they truly belong, the doorbell rings. It's Moon Gwang, the former housekeeper, her face bruised and desperate. She begs to be let in, claiming she left something in the basement. What she reveals is the film's shocking and brilliant thesis. Behind a hidden door in the basement lies a secret sub-basement bunker built by the home's original paranoid architect. And living in this subterranean darkness for over 4 years has been her husband, Gun-se, hiding from loan sharks. The bunker represents the true abyss of poverty, a world completely disconnected from the sunlit existence of the Parks upstairs. The brutal, violent struggle that ensues is the core message of the film. The real class war is fought between the Kims and Gun-se's family, two disenfranchised families fighting tooth and nail over the trickle-down scraps from the wealthy family, who remain blissfully completely unaware of the life and death battle happening right under their feet. The flood and the garden party, the final descent. As the two poor families wage war in the basement, a torrential rainstorm begins. For the Parks, the rain is a blessing, cancelling their camping trip and providing the excuse for a cosy, impromptu birthday party for their son. For the Kims, the rain is a biblical flood. They escape the Park house and make a desperate journey, down, 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 endless flights of stairs and through flooded streets back to their own reality. Their semi-basement home has been completely inundated with sewage-filled water. The sequence is a masterclass in visual storytelling, viscerally showing how the same event can be a minor inconvenience for the rich and a life-destroying cataclysm for the poor. The next day, the Kims, their home destroyed and their lives in chaos, are forced to put on their servant costumes and work the Park's lavish garden party. Their personal tragedy is completely invisible to their employers. This is where all the film's tensions, the class resentment, the secrets in the basement, the symbolic weight of the smell converge and explode. Gun-se escapes from the bunker with a kitchen knife, seeking revenge. Chaos erupts. Ki-jung is fatally stabbed. But the final trigger is something small. As Mr. Park tries to get the car keys from underneath the convulsing Gun-se, he pinches his nose, reacting in disgust to the man's smell. Seeing this, something in Ki-taek finally snaps. The lifetime of casual humiliations, the invisible line he could never cross, crystallizes in that one gesture. He grabs the knife and stabs Mr. Park in the chest. It is a shocking act of rage directed at the idea he represents, the polite, smiling face of a system that has kept him underground. In the ensuing chaos, Ki-taek vanishes, down into the bunker, becoming the new ghost in the machine. The coda, the dream of a plan. The film ends with a poignant coda. Ki-woo has survived. From a distance, he spies on the Park house, now owned by a new, equally oblivious wealthy family. Through flickered Morse code from a light fixture, he discovers his father is alive, living in the bunker. Ki-woo writes his father a letter, outlining a plan. He will go to university, get a good job, work hard for years, make a lot of money, and one day he will simply buy the house. In a beautiful, sun-drenched fantasy sequence, we see this plan come to life. Ki-woo, now a successful man, stands on the manicured lawn as his father walks up the stairs from the basement into the sunlight, free at last. Then Bong Joon-ho cruelly cuts back to reality. Ki-woo is still in a dark, semi-basement apartment, writing the letter. The camera pans down, emphasizing his subterranean existence. The plan was just a dream. The film's final and devastating message is that in a system so fundamentally broken, there is no plan that can work. Social mobility is a fantasy sold to the poor to keep them hoping. The cycle of poverty and desperation is unbreakable. The film leaves us with the same heavy, metaphorical weight as the scholar's rock, the impossible burden of hope in a system designed to crush it.